6:03, it's Monday, February 3rd. 35 degrees right now, but we're headed up around 60 later on under cloudy skies. Good morning, I'm John Domen.
And I'm John Aaron. The top local story we're following this hour, authorities have now recovered and identified remains of 55 of the 67 people who died in last week's crash over the Potomac River. And now today is expected to be a significant one when it comes to the next steps in cleaning up the crash site and possibly finding the rest of those still missing. For more on that, we go live to Reagan National Airport, where we find WTOP's Luke Lukert this morning. Luke, good morning.
Yes, we're told that the operations to begin lifting the plane and helicopter wreckage is going to begin sometime at first light this morning. And as you mentioned, they're still looking for the remains of the 12 people as they complete this salvage operation. This wreckage has been looked over by a special team of divers who have made a plan to get this wreckage out of the water. And these Navy divers are from the same unit that worked just about a year ago on salvage efforts in Baltimore at the collapsed Key Bridge. Unified Command says their top priority is the remains of anyone left within the aircraft, and they'll cease operations to recover any remains that are spotted. DC Fire Chief John Donnelly said yesterday at a press briefing that they're going to be working tirelessly to recover the remains of everyone who died in this midair collision. Once that wreckage has been pulled from the water, it's going to be loaded onto flatbed trucks and sent to a specified hangar where NTSB investigators are going to have access to it for their investigation. Yesterday, we saw dozens of loved ones gather here at the Potomac's edge to memorialize the 67 that died in the midair crash, and they are still looking for answers. Hopefully, NTSB will give them some. Reporting live at Reagan National, Luke Lukert, WTOP News.
What was once a 600-room Marriott hotel has been sitting condemned and vacant for the last several years. WTOP's Sandy Kozel says the old Key Bridge Marriott may finally be facing demolition.
Arlington County declared that property on Langston Boulevard at the Key Bridge a public nuisance last May, even taking over responsibility of securing the building from squatters and others, removing trash and furniture from inside, and closing it off with fencing. That's because the property owners didn't do any of that. Arlington now says the community can expect to see authorized activity at the building in the coming weeks, including getting equipment on site for its demolition, because the property is being returned to the property owner, which is obligated to finally raise the building. Until it closed, it had been Marriott International's longest continuously operating hotel. Sandy Kozel, WTOP News.
2 people are dead after a fire broke out inside a home in Oxon Hill last night. Calls to 911 brought firefighters to the home on Galloway Drive near Mystic Avenue just before 7 p.m. When crews got there, the 2-story home was filled with flames from the basement to the roof. 1 man and 1 woman had to be removed from the home. They were later declared dead. Investigators say 2 other people inside the home were alerted by a smoke alarm and got out unhurt. The cause of the fire is still under investigation.
We have new details about the Trump administration's deferred resignation plan for federal workers. Over the weekend, the Office of Personnel Management updated its website to answer some frequently asked questions, though some of that could still run contrary to what local lawmakers have been telling Fed workers about what's legal and what kind of guarantees can be made. OPM is saying this offer is open to all full-time federal employees with exceptions for military, the U.S. Postal Service, immigration enforcement, and national security. Could employees return to the federal government in the future? OPM says yes. Can federal workers accept the offer after the February 6th deadline? OPM saying generally not, but exceptions could be made for employees currently on approved absence. You can read more about what the administration is saying at WTOP.com.
Coming up in Money News, how are you feeling about the economy? Traffic and weather in 30 seconds.